Okay, so I know the title sounds a little weird. Power Rangers Lyoko crossover? What? How does that even work? I don't even know. How does... What? Huh? I don't understand. Well, let me explain. So this was kind of an idea. A while back, I talked about an initial title I wanted to do for a fanfiction series that I'm working with my good buddy Craig Simon on his fanfiction site called Crossover Universe, which is this big amalgam universe that I'm also writing a series called Mystery Inc. Next Generation. And this was supposed to be another title I was going to write, but something fell through and it didn't really match up what he wanted to do with the Power Rangers in that fanfiction series. Yeah, it's all one big interconnected universe, so yeah. Anyway, so the idea basically was that I just wanted to come on here and talk about this idea, and maybe I'll revisit it one day, who knows. So here you go. So the idea was called Power Rangers Lyoko Force, which was going to be a series that was going to be set after the events of Code Lyoko. And the idea was that Xana has returned about 6 months after the victory over Xana, and everyone's starting to get back to their normal lives. Everyone, Jeremy, Ulrich, Yumi, Odd, everyone is still friends. They're still hanging out together. But they kind of feel like, yeah, we kind of miss the hero days. But yeah, meanwhile, Xana has returned, but it's not the same Xana. This one was like a prototype of Xana, and this one actually has sentient thought. Similar to not so much Xana, who was more like Skynet. This Xana is more like a mixture of Ultron and the villain from Power Rangers. Oh, what was it? It was the RPM. Yeah, the main villain from Power Rangers RPM. So Vingix. So there you go. He was kind of like a mixture of Ultron and Vingix. But this Proto-Xana actually had sentient thought, built himself a body, and actually attacked the kids and began to build his own robot minions called Xanites, which were pretty much supposed to be this series' buddies. But yeah, Xanites, and he created two main henchmen, Ransack and Rancid, who were basically robotic versions. They were more or less like Babu and Squat, more or less. That's kind of what they were. They were just robot versions of Babu and Squat. Ransack was this big, strong robot, while Rancid was this skinny robot who could spray acid. Yeah, and then we had Zanara, which was this Xana's daughter. So if obviously they've been cut off from Lyoko, so they can't do the whole return to the past, nor can they use their powers. So Jeremy gets this idea after hearing about stories of of the great Power Rangers. He gets the idea to tap into the morphing grid and siphon powers and give them to the rest of his friends, so they become Power Rangers. Ulrich becomes the Red Ranger, Yumi becomes the Blue Ranger, Odd becomes the Yellow Ranger. William becomes the Black Ranger, and of course Aelita becomes the Pink Ranger. So the 5 of them become the 5 Power Rangers, and together they actually get Zords, which are actually Zords based off of Greek monsters. The Griffin, the Minotaur, the Nemean Lion, or in case because it was Aelita's, it's the Nemean Lioness, the Hydra, I forget the other ones, but yeah. They were all based off of Greek monsters. But yeah, they battled they battled this new Xana and his army, and every time, of course, in basic Power Rangers fashion, he would create a new monster for them to combat, while his other main henchmen would be like standing around going, "Oh, this will never work. Oh, maybe it will work. Oh, it didn't work." It's kind of how it was. So yeah, that was kind of the idea. I also wanted to do this idea of involving a 6 Ranger called the Solar Ranger, and you can probably guess who was going to be the Solar Ranger. Sissy was going to be the Solar Ranger. She was going to be the Solar Ranger, and her Megazord was the Phoenix Megazord. The Phoenix Megazord. That was her main. That was her main Zord, and yeah, she basically took the morpher because Jeremy had made the 6 morpher so he could go out and help his friends. But when he discovered that for some reason he wasn't compatible to morph with it, and the rest of his friends were in trouble fighting a new monster, sent by Xana, Sissy discovers, oh my God, they're the new Power Rangers. I want to help too. I want to save them. And Jeremy's like, here, take this. Maybe you can use it. She uses the power of the Solar Ranger, and yeah, there you go, Sixth Ranger right there. Yeah, that was that was the big story, more or less. That was I didn't really go for I wasn't able to do that because again it didn't really link up of what the rest of the guys wanted to do on the fanfiction site, and I totally respect that. But that was kind of the general plot for the most part, is that this was meant to be a big a big kind of Power Ranger-esque story. Does take a lot of the Power Ranger stuff, and when you think about it, Code Lyoko really does feel like Power Rangers sometimes, doesn't it? It does. It really does feel like like you're watching Power Rangers, doesn't it? Oh man, it does, because yeah, evil monster who creates new monsters or new threats. Kids living in high school who have secret lives, they morph into new heroes. Yay. Yeah, it is Power Rangers, and I've seen tons of music videos that match up, Mighty Morphin or Dino Thunder themes with the Power Rangers, and I was like, yeah, this is really fun, this is really cool. So it did kind of make sense for me to kind of create that kind of idea. And again, who knows, maybe I'll come back to it and, do something really cool with it. So, you guys tell me, what do you guys think of Power Rangers Lyoko Force? Do you guys like it? Do you guys hate it? And how would you do a Power Rangers Code Lyoko crossover? I'm very curious to see what you guys would have to say about something like this, because, yeah, it's a little unorthodox, but when you really think about it, it's like, yeah, that could actually work in a weird, cosmic sort of way. So, yeah, once again, hope you all enjoyed this, and I will see you guys later.